A new challenger has appeared. Will this card be Dynamite or just fizzle in the night?
Before we get to the Fallen One, we have the review of Frankie Raye Nova. Now, I ultimately was wrong in the preview video. I wish the card text was clearer, that she only activates once. So in essence, she belongs in buff decks, hand buff decks, Galacta type decks. And those decks are okay. There are more powerful things you could be doing. If you get her into a certain range, there's plenty of tech cards for her, Shang-Chi. There's, of course, Shadow King out there. And so she can put up big numbers. I wouldn't be shocked if she ends up being arguably the most powerful 2-cost card. But just functionally, it's hard for me to buy into the decks that she belongs into. And so for that reason, I ended up passing on Frankie Raye Nova and will continue passing on her. But will I be passing on the Fallen One? So, the Fallen One, I was not high on him at all when I first heard of him. Then I saw the dev update video and it became clear, okay, how this card could be good. So you are setting the max energy equal to this card's power. So if you play him on 5, your max energy was 5 anyway, so you get 5, and then on turn 6, it goes up to 6. Now, the trick is, how do you buff this card? Did I do the work to put up all of the cards that can buff? Probably not.
You are the worst YouTuber I know.
So I will just go off of memory. There's Forge, there's Galacta, there's Symbiote Spider-Man, there's Shuri. Those are probably the big ones. Agony, I think may make her way into one of the later decks. So there are somewhat easy ways to get this card's power above 5. And now you're just cooking with gas on the last turn, because depending on what the total is, I think under ideal circumstances is 20. That's a lot of energy, or maybe 21 because it increments on turn 6. So this card does have a super high ceiling, but the floor is pretty low, playing a basic 5/5. So let's just start diving into these decks. If you're Series 2, my advice is do not get the Fallen One. There's America Chavez, which is random. Forge is targeted, but that's only 2. So you would get 7, 8 energy on the last turn. That's decent. We also have Okoye and Nakia, but now you're playing these cards that are just not good on their own. There's Jubilee. Maybe you get the Fallen One down at turn early, and you can end again with 7 energy. But yeah, and then you have Sunspot to soak up some of that energy, but I don't advise getting him if you are Series 2. Series 3, things become a little bit more interesting because you have tools at your disposal that you can actually, get the Fallen One above where he needs to be. So right now for this deck, I'm only going with Shuri, and you go with Shuri into the Fallen One, or you have Sarah. So this ultimately is a Sarah tech deck of sorts, because we have Shang-Chi, Enchantress, Juggernaut, and Cosmo. Sunspot to soak up additional energy that goes unused. Zabu to discount, again, some of your 4-cost cards, because this is a Sarah tech deck ultimately. So is this the best version of the Fallen One and Sarah being a tech deck? I doubt it. We'll have to see what the more collection complete players can cook up. But being limited to Series 3, this is what I came up with. But also, I think Series 3 players should probably also stay away from this card. Theory crafting decks was difficult, because this is a card I would need to get my hands on to build a functioning, cohesive deck. There are some cards that somebody actually left a comment on an older video, a Luna Snow, way back in December of 2024, how one of those theory crafted decks they used with a couple of substitutions to win an infinity conquest border. So sometimes I can nail it with decent accuracy in these theory crafts. Other times, it's just a shot in the dark. And this one's a shot in the dark. I need to see exactly how consistent things are, how they perform, and just how things actually work in practice. But in theory, there are Shuri and Symbiote Spider-Man to buff up the Fallen One. And if you can get him to 20 energy, you play Symbiote Spider-Man on turn 3, courtesy of Zabu or Psylocke. You play Shuri in that lane. You attach, merge, activate the Symbiote Spider-Man. The Shuri goes off twice, and the Fallen One goes from 5 to 10 to 20. So that's 20 energy on the last turn. So then what you can do is Red Hulk and Arnim Zola soak with Sunspot, or you Arnim Zola the Sunspot because there's so much energy. Yikes. You have Shang-Chi as well for that last turn to negate anything the opponent wants to do. Now, if plans kind of fall through, there is an odd line of Symbiote Spider-Man into Iron Man into Arnim Zola. That is 14 power.
Man is not dumb.
Yes, 14 power, but it multiplies the power in the other lanes as well. So that can be very good and unexpected. But yeah, like I said, I'd really have to see exactly how this performs. Do I want more 6-cost cards? Do I want no 6-cost cards? And I can just dump my entire hand on the last turn because they all serve a very specific function. So this is just going to have to be wait and see what people can cook up. So will I, Nerd Dynamite, be one of those players cooking up decks with the Fallen One? Yes, I will be. This is too unique to pass up. I went from this being an easy pass to I have to get it because you can go bonkers and you can team this up with end of turn. I was thinking decks, I had a couple of ideas. The season pass card, getting him down easier as well, in addition to playing other cards, and just getting a couple extra energy on that last turn. Now you compare a 6-cost card with tech cards. The ceiling on this deck is so high, and your opponent will have zero clue of what you are trying to do, especially my decks being off meta. And will be so far in the driver's seat. There's nothing they can do until they introduce a tech card to cap energy gains, like Mobius does for energy cheat. This card could absolutely run wild. And so I think it will be a good card as well, and something I definitely want to have and mess around with. So thank you to all the members of the channel, and thank you to everybody that watches this deep into the videos. Do I have a bonus game? I usually prepare that. I don't think I do. Okay. Of course, I had to bring you. Of course, a bonus game. Who am I kidding? Should you use this deck? Not at all. You wait to Bast. I do not care about Basting Agent Venom, but I do care about this next card I draw, which wouldn't have gotten hit by the Agent Venom. So
I am Ego, and this is my domain.
okay. How about for a bonus game? Nerd Dynamite doesn't actually play. Let's see Ego. Let's sit back and watch as everybody. Yep, there we go. Was Ant-Man last? I think he was. Okay, I can dig it. Terrax, okay, that's a bunch of rocks. The Fenris has been activated. Isn't it a bunch of rocks? Yeah, but there was no animation. Okay, at least you didn't play Nico to destroy. A Moon Knight hits my Agent Venom. That is fine. And you are capped. So, one card left One card left, please. Okay, the rock it is. But I think that doesn't matter because it's just a win. And we should, there it is. It wasn't by much getting that rock down with 0 power. But what a bonus game. I couldn't script this any better. I couldn't. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time.